Ah, that's why we record. See?
So I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Ladies and gentlemen, let's show your love for our guest today on the Artist Spotlight, JK.
Hey, what's up, man?
What's going on? Glad to have you here.
I'm so happy to be home right now.
This is your home. This is your home.
This is home.
This is home?
Philly is home.
Mm-hmm. How's it feel? You've been back. You brought that warm Atlanta, that warm Atlanta weather with you.
I did.
And
I did. I'm so glad that I did.
And we appreciate that too.
You're welcome.
Thank you, thank you. I'm gonna need you to leave that here with us when you head back to Atlanta. Leave this weather here, all right?
Because
we need that. We need that. All right, so look, you sing, Glo-Up.
Yeah.
It's fire.
I thank you.
We love it.
I appreciate that.
We thank you. All right. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about. We're going to talk about you. We're going to talk about your career. What is next? We have a lot to talk about, and we got time. All right. We're going to take our time with this. Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. So let's start at the very beginning, because I'm looking at you. And I hear you. I'm looking at you, and I see your look and your sound, and it is a very mature sound.
Thank you.
And it's something, and your music is very soulful, very personable music that I enjoy.
It's doing its job.
It is. It really is. And then I right before we started, just threw it out there. I just asked, like, how old are you? And you say you're 15 years old.
15.
And that's crazy, because it's like, because your sound is so mature.
Yeah.
So it leads me to ask, how did you get into music? How did you get into this?
Well, I started. Oh, hi everyone. But I started when I was about 13. I started taking it very seriously. I've been singing all my life, but I started taking it very seriously when I was about 13, 14.
Mm-hmm.
I've been singing, acting casually for about 5 years though.
Okay.
But the song "Glow-Up," it was really important to write, to get out there. I wanted to get it out there immediately. But, I started when I was young. I tried to start early. It's good to start early with anything that you do. So
now a lot of artists don't write their own songs,
right?
But you do.
I do.
Now, how long have you been writing music?
The first song I wrote, I think I was about 7.
Really?
7 or 8. It was a really bad song, and I'm thinking about maybe trying to re-record it to release it. But the first song I wrote, I was about 6 or 7.
Oh wow! So how would you describe your music? What is your music? What is the JK sound?
JK sound is soulful, like you said. I try to embody a lot of older singers such as Etta James, Nina Simone. I love that soul sound. It's soul mixed with a little R&B. I got some urban in there. I try to add a little pop for everybody. I try to keep the taste, and my taste in music is very broad. I don't discriminate, absolutely. So I try to put that in my music and show all the different music that I listen to, and put it all into one song.
Are y'all listening to this? This is a 15-year-old girl talking about that she was inspired by Etta James and Nina Simone. That's 15. I got a 15, a 10, and a 7-year-old. They think Etta James lives down the street. They don't know who Etta James is. 15-year-olds aren't talking about Etta James, but this is a woman who's talking about her music is inspired by Etta James. What other artists have inspired you? When you're in that mood and you need to be inspired, you want to hear good music, who is JK listening to?
I usually listen to, my Nana, who just recently passed, bless her soul. She was a gospel singer, and she was the music one in the family. So I used to listen to little recordings and watch VHR tapes of her singing her gospel song, and she had that deep soulful voice, which is I'm blessed with, thank God. And more current artists, I listen to Neo a lot. People think it's weird that I do, but I like his work ethic. He has a great work ethic. He's been here since the beginning, since 2000s. He's kept his career going, and I appreciate that, and I respect him, and not only want to work with him, but also learn from him, because some people, it's like, oh, I just want to meet my idol, but no, I want to understand what you go through and teach me, so I can become a better me.
Okay. Now, as a fan, you said, now you brought up Neo. As a fan,
yes.
What's your favorite Neo song?
Oh, there's so many. My top 2 right now is his newest one, Good Man, and then an old one, One in a Million.
One in a Million. Oh boy,
listen to that one all the time.
That is a classic.
Yeah.
So look, how about this? Because This is our show.
Yes.
It's you and I. We're running things right now.
Absolutely.
So we'll play whatever we want.
All right.
So let's get into Neo 1 in a Million.
Let's get into Neo.
We'll get into that, and then when we come back, we'll dive a little bit deeper into JK.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Her new song, Glow-Up. We're gonna get into that a little bit later, but we're gonna talk a little bit more. All right.
All righty.
So this is 1 in a Million by Neo on the Artist Spotlight on PhillyGoFlow.com. Artist Spotlight segment 2 in 3, 2, 1. And we are back on the Artist Spotlight on PhillyGoFlow.com. My guest is JK. JK, what's going on?
What's going on? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm real good. You got a lot going on.
I do.
I know. You got a lot going on. Let's get into that. Now, in addition to your music, you are also an artist, an entrepreneur, and an actress. So tell me about your cover art. Tell me about, because I got your CD in the mail. Well, I shouldn't say in email.
Right.
Nobody uses U.S. mail anymore.
Right.
But you had it was real cool artwork on that. So tell me about that. And there's also going to be a chance to be in your music video as well. So you got your art and your music video. So I guess the question is, talk about what you have going on business-wise.
I got you. So the cover art, I was originally, we hired somebody to do something for the piece, and we were contacting people like, hey, can you do something with this? And the song's titled Glow-Up, so we wanted a picture of me. Obviously, it's my first album. You got to get the artist on the first album.
Of course.
So we wanted a picture of me, and me kind of like glowing in a sense. We didn't know what exactly we wanted, but we wanted me, and we wanted it to look good.
Yes,
so that was the inspiration behind it. So we kept asking people, we're like, hey, can you do this? Hey, can you do this? And they were giving us stuff back, being really supportive and everything, but it wasn't what I wanted. And I kept getting back the same thing, and it wasn't something different, and being that it's the song itself is something different, I needed the cover art to be something different. So I called my mom. She was like, the guy sent another one, do you like it? I was like, no, I don't. Mom. But then I was like, I can draw somewhat. I'm not Picasso, but I can sketch some stuff together. I was like, Mom, why don't I draw it? And she was like, oh, okay. So I took it. I took a picture of me, and then I drew it, and then I just tried to make it natural, even though there's no glow effect on it. It's natural. It's me in my total chill state. You can see it, and it looks so good, and I'm so proud of myself that it came together the way I wanted it to. I'm really happy with it.
Now, what has been the feedback that you've gotten from people who've seen the cover art?
It's so awesome, and people are so nice about it, which is really cool. People, when they ask me who did it, they're like, "Oh, so which artist did this for you?" I'm like, "Oh, I did that.
That was me. That talented artist. That was me."
Right. It's so awesome to say that it was all done by me. The music itself, the writing, the melody, the art. It's all me, and it's genuine because I made it, and I didn't hire somebody to do it. And people really like it. They think it's different, it's cool, and it's great for kids to see it because it's it's really inspirational. It's like you can do it yourself. You don't have to hire somebody or pay money. It's easy as 1, 2, 3.
So you hear the music and you see the cover art and you see that is you. You wrote the song. You recorded it yourself and you did the artwork yourself. You're just grinding, and then people are seeing you perform your song. Talk to me about the grind that has been pushing this single, pushing this, you're doing pop-ups and you have a music video coming up.
Right.
Tell me about that. What's going on with this grind?
The grind itself is difficult. I will tell you that. I gotta be 100% honest with you. It's difficult and it's hard, and especially as a 15-year-old girl, I still have school. I still want to have a life.
Gotta get them grades right. Gotta get them grades
Absolutely.
right. I've met your mother. She be looking at you
look,
man, we will cut this short in a second.
Absolutely. So, it's hard to multitask sometimes, all of that and what I want to do. Because this is a job now. This is my job. So, doing all that and my job, it's difficult at times. But, I have to keep doing it. Because, one, it's because of doing what I love. I love making music. And I love seeing people's faces when they listen to it. Like, when I show it to a friend every so once in a while who aren't on Instagram or haven't seen it. When they listen to it, they're like, wow, that sounds really good. And, I'm cool with the hate. I've seen a few people that's like, I don't like it. It's different. I'm whatever. You have your opinion. I have mine. That's fine. It doesn't matter to me. But, honestly, the grind is hard. But, you do it because it's something that you love. And the product, at the end result, obviously, what I'm doing now, it's good. So, it's worth it. Pop-ups. I have so many pop-ups. It's like...
And that's what you're doing right now. Yeah, that's what brought you to Philly.
Right.
Okay.
So many places that I have to go. It's exciting, but it's like, it's so nerve-wracking because people are like, hey, can you come over here? Hey, can you come over here? And it's like, oh... There's only one of me. Wait a second. Give me a minute. But it's nice to know that people are thinking of me and that people actually see the talent that is behind the music. It's not auto-tuned. It's not... I don't have all that stuff on it. I try to keep it as clean as possible.
As possible.
Yeah, as possible.
I understand. Sometimes you got to go there. It happens. Unfortunately, is it hard? Now, real quick, and we'll jump back on. Is it hard when you have to delve away from it? Sometimes, like we say, sometimes you have to go there. You're trying to keep it clean, but you can't. But as a 15-year-old, and as somebody who works with their parents, whose parents are part of the grind. Is that hard? When you're in the studio and sometimes you gotta take that look and your mom and your dad are right there.
Right. It's weird. It's different. It's not something you're expected to. Nobody wants to say anything weird in front of their parents. But we came to a consensus. We were like, guys, all right, this is how the song is. And they're like, it sounds good. I was like, all right, this is some of the words. And we're like, okay, look, I get it. They see the end result and they're proud and they're happy that those are the few minor steps that I have to take to get to the end result. So, it's weird. It's always going to be weird, but, it's fine.
You have so much going on. There's so much going on, and, with your music and just the whole process of creating that and pushing that and sharing that with the public. But you've also co-authored a book with your father called Daddy's Big Secret. Now, what is this book about, and what was the process like getting this book together and working alongside your dad?
Well, the big secret, I can't tell you. I know you want to know, but I can't tell you the secret.
Wait, you're not going to tell us the
No, I can't tell you. That's the point of the book, man.
That was the point of the interview. The song is great and everything. That was the bone. I wanted to know what was Daddy's big secret. All right, this show's over. You know what? We're done. No, but tell me more about the book.
The Daddy's Big Secret. It's I can't tell you the secret, but the story is the process of my dad telling me the secret and how big it is and how important it is to him. It wasn't something that he shared all the time, but he wanted to share it with me. And the event that takes place in the book, when it actually happened, because it is a nonfiction book, when it actually happened, my mom, I remember at the end of our conversation, my mom was like, that would be a really great book. And we were like, yeah, it would be a really great book. So, then after we worked on it on and off, trying to get our stuff together and figuring out how to place it, we finally got it together. It's going to be released soon, and I'm so excited. It was great to work with my dad, writing with him and seeing his perspective and my perspective come together. And I just hope that the book, influences other young girls to create a better relationship with their fathers,
Just in this time that we've been doing this interview, I find you very inspirational.
Thank
because
you.
What I'm noticing about you is that you're somebody who actively chases their dreams.
I am.
Singing was your dream. Singing was something that you wanted to do, so you did it.
Yeah.
Somebody presented you an opportunity and said, hey, you know what? This could be a book. So you wrote it, for you as you now are in the public eye.
Yeah.
Your music is out there, your literature is out there. you're acting, you're doing so many different things. What do you have to say to somebody else who might be, thousands of young girls who are looking at you, who see what you are doing? What do you say to them who are looking for inspiration?
I say this all the time, and I say the exact same thing. I always say, don't change for anybody. Be yourself. I know it's so cliche and it sounds like it's on a cat poster, but you can't change for anybody else. You can change for yourself, and that's totally understandable if you want to do this differently or you want to do that differently. But if someone says, "Oh, you can't be like this anymore," that's incorrect. That's wrong. When I first started out and I was doing what I was doing in the music industry, some people did want to change me. They were like, okay, you have to wear like this amount of makeup, or you have to do this kind of stuff, and you have to dance this way, you have to wear that kind of clothing. And although it was cool and it looked great, I wasn't comfortable and I wasn't ready yet.
Okay.
So I told my mom, I'm like, Mom, I don't want to do not that I don't want to do the music thing anymore, but I don't want to change. I don't want to change for everybody else. I want to be myself, and that's the whole point of Glow-Up and me writing the song. It's all me. I'm not changing for anybody else, and I want to make that known. So I tell little girls all the time that they were like, what's your advice? I'd say just don't change. Be yourself throughout your entire life. Never feel like you have to change for anybody, a guy, the business, whatever you're doing. And you can't change yourself for anybody.
Can't change yourself for anybody. I hear you. All right, let's get back into your music.
Yeah.
Now, your single "Glow Up" just recently released. The remix, fire.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? I love that. We're playing it all the time, and once again, we'll play it a little bit later. We got to get people through the show,
right?
But what was tell us? Let's talk about that song because there was the original and. You were rapping in the original.
Right, yeah.
And, you flowing.
Thank you.
JK got bars, all right? Put a little something in there. People need to understand. JK got bars. All right, but what was your inspiration behind both songs, the original and the remix?
Well, the original, and the whole song, and then the rap part was especially really important because I wrote it when we found out that the Eagles were going to the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Yes. I wrote it before anything happened, before we knew who won. So I just wrote it and I was like, I bet you because I'm writing this, they're going to win. I bet.
You hear that?
Bet money.
Eagles fans. We won the Super Bowl because JK made it happen.
Absolutely.
All right. So that means if you're an Eagles fan, you need to buy that single.
Right.
You need to buy it. In fact, buy 2 copies. All right. One for people.
One for you.
One for you. One for your friend. It's like don't in fact buy it. Don't even keep listening to buy it every time you want to listen to it. All right.
Yeah.
Every time you want to listen to it, just buy the single.
Buy it again.
Because she helped bring this Super Bowl to town.
I did my very best, and I'm glad what happened. It was great to write it and then actually see them win. It was, the whole family was crying. Man, we finally made it.
We did it.
It was so great. It was awesome. That was the original, and then the remix. I got somebody, a High Definition. Shout out to him. I got him on there, and his rap is still similar to my original, but it's talking about the glow up more, the more personally, and how he came up and how we both came up from little towns, little areas where nobody really knew who we were, and we're finally glowing up, and we're becoming ourselves even more.
Now, what exactly is the glow up? What is the glow up?
Well, the glow up itself is that transition from that little awkward stage that every girl guy goes through, where you go from the weird stage, you got little pimples, you got your braces, you don't feel comfortable within yourself, everybody goes to that stage, and finally glowing up into where you're like, dang, I look good, that stage. That's the physical part, and then the mental part also, becoming more mature, being able to speak your mind freely and not doubting yourself as much as you should.
Okay. All right, now this is Glow Up is going to be on the new EP?
Yes.
All right, tell us about that. What's going on with the EP?
EP, it's called Untitled. And
It's called Untitled?
Yeah, it's called
the title is Untitled.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, all right.
This is different,
I'm
isn't
with it. I like it.
It's called Untitled mainly because it's so many different songs. There's a couple songs on there, and they're so different. The genres of each of them are so different that you can't put a title on it.
I understand.
You can't put them into a specific category.
Okay. How many songs are on the EP?
I think it's about four.
Four song EP. You got a release date yet?
I think it's the 30th.
May 30th. Oh
30th.
boy. The JK EP.
JKP. Untitled.
May 30th.
Yep.
Let me say that one more time for the people in the cheap seats. JK Untitled, May 30th. We gonna get a copy?
Yes.
Absolutely. I mean, we'll buy a copy too.
No, you're gonna get.
But we're gonna get a copy.
Absolutely.
See, we gonna be playing. Oh, let me see. Let me. Oh boy. I am excited now. See, if you don't hear me, that's because I'm looking away at my calendar right now. Trying to say, okay, let me mark off these days. All right, May 30th. May 30th. That's what's up. All right.
I'll be ready for you.
All right. So, as a writer, as a singer, you go through this process to create this EP. Like, what? Explain that. Talk to me about that.
It's a very interesting process. You'd think that you would like get at a table with a bunch of friends and eat some popcorn and then just write some lyrics and it's done. But no, it's not. It's a long process. Usually I'm alone. I try to do it by myself, not because like I don't like people, but I enjoy being alone, in my thoughts. It really helps when just putting stuff down on paper. So I usually like go in my room, put some headphones on, listen to Neo, obviously.
Listen to some Neo, all right.
And then write whatever I'm thinking, and then put a beat to it.
Yeah.
But if I can't do that, I usually just ask everybody be a little quiet. You just don't shout, please.
I'm creating here. I need total silence. The creating process
I'm preparing the next Super Bowl.
Exactly. I'm trying to get. Look, I gotta write these lyrics. I gotta get us this Super Bowl.
Right.
I gotta build this. JK is working, y'all. So let's get into the song that brought up. Look, I'm now gonna give full credit to this song for the Philadelphia Eagles winning the Super Bowl. So let's get into Glow-Up, the original. All right, let's get into the original Glow-Up. Let's listen to that, and then when we come back, we got more to talk about. Look, I got JK here. We ain't letting her go. She's in the studio. She's going to stay here with us until we feel like letting her go. So there's a good chance she'll be here tomorrow and probably by the end of the week. I don't know. Maybe. But until like the cops come looking for her, a pops call around here like, look, let her go. All right, we're going to hold on to her. But first, we're going to get into the original Glow-Up. And then we'll continue with more of the artist spotlight on PhillyGoFlow.com.